Kevin's Mobile Repair. We have us a Infiniti M45. Some hub assemblies. This hub is making noise at some highway speeds. We're replacing both sides, but I will show you the driver's side, be the same as the passenger side. Quick and easy. This is the rear-wheel drive version, so it does not have your CV axle that you need to remove on this, which makes it a little bit easier. So, sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to start off, got the wheel off, I'm going to turn the wheel facing one direction. I'm going to get one of the bolts that's back here and the wheel speed sensor off, because then I'm going to rotate the wheel the other direction so I can gain access to everything on this side. The hub has 4 bolts. I can gain access to the ones over here easy, and then as I rotate the wheel, I'll be able to gain access to the rest of the stuff on this side. So I'm doing just one side at a side, rotate around so that way you can see it. So I'll show you what we got going on. See, there's our wheel speed sensor, and the bolts back in the back are .22s. Can't really see them. No, sorry, not 22s. They are 17s. Yes, the ones back in the back are 17s. The ones for the bracket are going to be 22s. Big ass bracket bolts. So our wheel speed sensor is just a simple 10. It should come out relatively easy once it is bolts taken out. Sometimes you want to play with it a little bit. You can use a pair of pliers, rotate, wiggle it around just a little bit. So it should come out. Yeah, comes out nice and easy. You want to take it out because the wheel hub itself goes down inside, and it has part of it that sits inside. So just slide that bad boy out the way. Take 17. Got back here. I have an impact gun, so it's maybe kind of loud. I'm going to set this up right here. You guys can see what's going on. Use a breaker bar obviously to take that off, but I love my impact gun. Alright, so I'm going to pause for a second, rotate the wheel, no point in showing that, and then I'll get right back at you. Alright, and we got the wheel rotated. We get our caliper bracket off, which it would be a 22. I don't have my hanger, which made it a little bit more difficult. Also, take a caliper and squeeze it in just a little bit to give you room so that it comes off easy, and then also go back on easy. Alright, it's gonna be a little loud. My little hanger, I'll be able to hold this caliper bracket and everything up. I would hang it up over here, but I decided to sprout some legs, so we're going to do some finagling. Take off your bolts, do this. Now, right now I just kind of got to sit it on the side. Rotor off. And that's the downside of not having that hanger. That's what happens. That's why it's good to have a hanger. Set this up in the spot. It's gonna cause no problem. There we go. All right. Back to our 17. Now you can gain access to the other two bolts that are back here on this side for the hub. There you go. Now you can see nice access to them. See them over there? Remember your orientation of your backing plate, and since I have this on here, this will fall, this will be bent a little bit, so make sure that gets bent back in the right position when you put this back on. But right now we're going to make some noise. We're going to hammer it both sides. I can feel it and hear it. We're going to hammer on both sides and probably get a screwdriver and start wedging it apart after we hit it a couple times. This one's coming apart nicely. Screwdriver, wedge it back and forth, all the way around. Smack it a couple more times. And just like that. See what I mean? Having that hanger right there would have been beautiful. I didn't have to worry about that. See all that rust? You're going to want to clean that up on the inside. And then this is where your tone wheel goes for speed sensor. Usually have my wire wheel, of course. I got that just the same. Use a screwdriver, get off this rust. A, makes it easier going back in. B, doesn't cause any future problems with any sort of deviation, variation in how it mounts in there either. Okay. Back off. So OEM brand is NSK. This is the company that makes these bearings for Infiniti, Nissan, at least for this model. Might be different for other ones. There's a little bit of redesign on them as well. So, but they still fit. Alright, remember your orientation. Sit on here like yay. So then now all we're going to do is just place this one in there. Get everything lined up. Make sure that your hole is going to fit over here for where the speed sensor goes in as well. So, but I believe it will go in either direction. No, it will go in one way. So the hole has to line up right here on the top. So just make sure you got that squared away. And put in and at least start all the bolts before you tighten them up. As you then again get an imbalance on the bearing. Sometimes one will be in there sideways a little bit, the other one will do something funny. Just a nice rule of thumb. Just line everything up, put everything on. You don't need to tighten it up, just get them snug to start with. Make sure everything goes in nice and smooth. You can gain access to all 4 of them over here, but you can't really tighten up. You can tighten up the 3rd one up top, but you can't get to this bottom one over here because the control arm is in the way. Why? Giving me a problem right now, don't you know? Okay, so we will put that bolt in on the other side when I rotate it around. In there and lined up, nice and everything's good and lined up. We'll also make sure that my wheel seat sensor goes in with no problem too. Which it does, and we're good to roll. Alright. Tighten your thing up on this side. Nice and quiet. Alright, here's some of the fun part. You gotta do a little bit of acrobatics. Getting this rotor and everything on. And then getting that bracket in. Not too bad. I also put a bolt on the rotor. Lug nut, sorry. So that way it will stay in place. We're going to put our caliper bracket back on. Brake pad fell out, which goes back in, same spot, same way. Okay. Alright, pause the video for a second, go rotate the wheel. Alright, back on the other side. Put that one remaining bolt back in that you couldn't get to. Tighten both up. scrubby. That means we got us a vacuum plate hitting somewhere right there. There we go. Alright, well, let's put sensor back in. And that is basically it. Just rotate your wheel a couple times and put on another lug nut on the other side so it shows the correct pressure on both ends. Rotate everything, make sure there's no scrubbies. I got a little one, I'll go find it, but other than that, any questions, comments, please feel free to let me know.